We have passed through the age of physical force onto the age of intellectual supremacy and are now entering a new and almost unknown field, that of psychic power, the psychic power of thoughts and the law of attraction.
You know, in 2006, when The Secret hit the street, it went all over the world. 500 million people have been impacted by that movie and the book. Rhonda Byrne made up her mind she wanted to change 1 billion lives. Well, she's well on her way to doing that. 500 million that we know of have been impacted by The Secret. And the base of The Secret, or the essence behind The Secret, was the law of attraction.
What do you think of when you hear the word attract? And what constitutes attraction? The first constituting power is magnetism. The human body is a field of electromagnetic activity. Each of the trillions of atoms is a tiny machine that generates magnetic energy. You are a walking factory of magnetic power. You are ultimately a magnet, and you have the ability to attract anything in this world. You possess magnetic properties, which is in fact the dormant powers of attraction.
Now, typically when we hear about the law of attraction, we hear like attracts like. What you put out is what you get back, or thoughts become things. And yes, all of those things are absolutely correct and very powerful tools for you to incorporate into your life. But there is a missing piece to the law of attraction that a lot of people skip. And as a result, they don't fully get the entire power of the law of attraction working in their life. So let me tell you what that missing piece is. You do not attract what you want. You attract who you are. And typically, most people just talk about what they want, or they write down what they want, or they make a vision board full of pictures of all of the things that they want. Yet they themselves do not embody the person that really deserves the things that they're asking for.
Since like attracts like, you attract the things you like or want. The more you are aligned with the things you want, the more powerful you attract them. The things you congruently want have no choice but to be attracted to you. When you think positive, optimistic, loving, and successful thoughts, you create a force field of magnetism that attracts like iron filings to a magnet, the very things you are thinking about.
You see, vibration and attraction go together. Attraction is a secondary law. Vibration is the primary law. Everything vibrates. The law of vibration decrees that nothing rests, everything moves. We literally live in an ocean of motion.
Everything in this universe vibrates. We all emit a vibration of energy using our thoughts, and through the continuous thought pattern, we also develop a frequency. These silent, invisible signals develop its intensity when you are committed to some beliefs or when you focus on an act. And then your spirit, your soul, and your life forces, or whatever you want to call it, begins to oscillate at a higher frequency. These vibrations, like invisible radio signals, are picked up unconsciously by everyone and everything you meet or encounter in life, and you attract them. You literally attract people, circumstances, situations, knowingly and unknowingly, towards the attainment of your wants. Thoughts are very powerful. It has immeasurable responsibility either to make you poor or rich, successful or unsuccessful. Every thought is a force or energy, and it is real. It has been said that in life, you get what you focus on. Thoughts are so powerful that it can make or break a person. To understand the law better, it can be discussed with supporting laws to the law of attraction. The first supporting law is the inner world creates your outer world. You have two sides to your life, objective and subjective, visible and invisible, thoughts and its manifestations. The law states that what you constantly and consistently focus on in your inner world will be manifested in your outer world. As you sow in the beautiful garden of the mind, so shall you reap. Whatever you believe as true in your mind's eye will certainly manifest itself in your reality. Your outer world reflects your inner world. If you want to change your life, you must start changing the thoughts you put in your mind. Success on the outside begins with success on the inside. What you think about is exactly what you bring about. You can tell the inner condition of a person by looking at the outer condition of his or her life. This means our thoughts create our reality. You may not have the direct control on the outside world, but you can have the absolute control over your inner world. Secondly, all things are created twice. There is a mental or first creation, and a physical or second creation to all things, just like you create a construction blueprint before constructing a house. Though all things are created twice, all first creations need not be by conscious design. Conscious creation and co-creation happens with self-awareness. Therefore, rely less on your physical senses and more upon your inner ones. In our inner world, everything is abundant. Everything is possible. The second supporting law is the law of gratitude. The law says, what you think about, you receive more of it. The abode of all positive thoughts emerges from a sense of gratitude. The easiest way to think and feel positive is to have the thoughts of gratitude.
Even in the midst of the greatest difficulties you will experience, you can find things for which you are truly grateful. In fact, if you take a piece of paper and begin to write down the parts of your life for which you should be grateful, you'll be amazed at how many items appear on your list. Think about your physical body. No matter what your condition, you can be grateful for all of your senses, for the miracles of sight and sound and touch and taste and smell and feeling. You could be thankful for the functioning of your body and for the health of your limbs. You could be grateful for the incredible gift of the life that you have lived up until now and the great life that lies ahead of you. Just sitting alone in your room thinking about your current blessings can give you a page full of reasons to be truly grateful.
The third law is the law of intention and focus. The law teaches you to focus on exactly what you want in life. This is what intention means. Without clearly knowing your destination, you cannot take the journey and expect yourself arriving there. You need to be very clear about your intentions first. The more you're aware of why you want it, gives you more energy to get what you want. The law of focus states, what you focus on expands, and expanded energy flows.
We move towards what we focus on, subconsciously. That's how life works. And if you focus on your problems, if you focus on your current circumstances, you get stuck in them. The key to overcoming your circumstances, your personal life situation, is by focusing on a vision, on a goal, on a dream.
The fourth supporting law is the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect says that everything happens for a reason. For every effect in your life, there is a cause or a series of specific, measurable, definable, identifiable causes. Perhaps the most important corollary to the law of cause and effect is this: thoughts are causes and conditions are effects. You can change the effect by changing the cause.
The iron law of success is the law of cause and effect. This law says that thoughts are causes and conditions are effects. This law says that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world.
You know, Ralph Waldo Emerson said the law of cause and effect was the law of laws. How do you like what's coming into your life? Do you know what it is? It's a reflection of what you're sending out. That's right. This whole universe operates by law. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. What you put out comes back. Energy returns to its source of origination. It's such a magnificent law to understand.
The fifth law is the law of polarity and gender. The great fourth Hermetic principle is the principle of polarity. That embodies the truth that all manifested things have two sides, two aspects, two poles, a pair of opposites, with manifold degrees between the two extremes.
Well, polarity decrees that everything has an opposite. There'd be no inside to this room if there wasn't an outside. Couldn't have an up without a down or a hot without a cold. Polarity decrees everything has an opposite. Now, do you know, the negative seems to be so obvious. And I think it's probably because our programming is so negative. We hear no a lot more often than we hear anything else when we're little children. So we grow up with that fixed in our mind. And we have a tendency to look for what's wrong. The newspaper prints what's wrong, the television, the radio. Let's say I'm going to turn all that jazz off and I'm just going to focus on what's right. That's polarity. It's the opposite side of the same thing. Do you know, if it's a long way to the top of a building, it has to be a long way to the bottom. You can't have something real bad and just a little good. If something's real bad, it's real good. Look for what's good in your life. Take the next 5 minutes and actually do this, and you got to get in the habit of doing it. Take the next 5 minutes and think, everything you're going to do, it's really good. What's good about it? What's good about everything that's going on in your life? You can't have anything that doesn't have good. Look for it. I used to be told I was no good. I found out they were wrong. I'm really good. Get to the point where you can kiss yourself by focusing what's good about you. Think about it for 5 minutes. Jot it down. You're really good.
The sixth supporting law is the law of belief. The law of belief says, whatever you believe with conviction becomes your reality. It is done unto you as you believe. Whatever you believe and you shall get. You always act in a manner consistent with your deepest and most intensely held beliefs, whether they are true or not. And all your beliefs are learned. At one time, you did not have them. Your beliefs largely determine your reality. You do not believe what you see, you rather see what you already believe. The seventh supporting law is the law of vibration. The law of vibration states that everything in the universe is in a constant state of vibration. One of the highest and most potent forms of energy is thought. Just as a pebble creates vibrations that appear as ripples, which travel outward in a body of water, your thoughts create vibrations that travel outward into the universe and attract similar vibrations that manifest as circumstances in your life. The law also states that vibrations of similar frequencies attract one another. Those of different frequencies repel one another. That is why we attract to us the things we focus on, think about, and give energy to. Rates of vibration are called frequencies, and the higher the frequency, the more potent the force. When it comes to relationships, everyone that you attract into our lives and engage with are a match to something that you are vibrating at either a conscious or subconscious level. If you want to know what you're vibrating, look at whom you're attracting. It is a perfect match. There are different kinds of matches to our vibrations. The most obvious is when we get a similar match. Ideally, we want to feel empowered, optimistic, and joyful, and we certainly attract other empowered people. When you feel down, you're on a low vibration. You may attract a friend who calls to complain about all the things they are down about. In this case, our low vibration is attracting someone of a similar vibration. We will often engage with the person and stay at that low vibration, or perhaps collectively go lower. The bottom line is that we associate with people who are most similar to us, matching our vibrations. We tend to form philosophies and conduct our lives based on the power of association we have. Remember, birds of the same feather flock together. If you want to attract perfect relationships, define exactly what you want, precisely about your date, and adapt similar vibrations to attract them to you. Love others the way you want to be loved. To create a strong vibrational alignment with the relationship you desire, love others the way you want to be loved, unconditionally, without reservation, openly. However, it is you who want to be loved. Offer it to someone else. It's a powerful way to create alignment. And guess what? It feels fantabulous. Just like attracting a perfect mate for your life, you can also attract the perfect career for yourself, or get that ideal job that you want. The concept of the ideal job is a job that you are passionate about, the job that makes you happy, the job that gives you growth and will define your mission in life. One of the greatest strategies to tap the power of law of attraction into your life is to act as if you already achieved whatever you want to be. This means thinking, feeling, talking, walking, clothing, and acting like the person who has already achieved your goal. You become what you practice to be every day. Simply take conscious, deliberate control of the process from now on. For instance, Hollywood legend Cary Grant is known to have said, "I acted like Cary Grant for so long. I became him." If you want to be a business legend, just act like one. If you want to be a leader, just act like one. The principle is act as if you are.
You see, you have to be before you can do, and then you can have. Most people want to have, then be, then do.
The interesting thing about the law of attraction is that once you understand the concept, you can apply the principles attached to its powers on a daily basis. Manifestation is the process on how to use law of attraction to do wonders in your life. You manifest your desires through mental images or pictures. Before you manifest, you must put your mind in the right frequency, in the right vibration, in the right attitude to receive. To begin the process is to first eliminate all negative thoughts from your mind and to get into the positive mental state. Now you can learn the techniques to control your self-limiting or negative thoughts.
Every great leader that has ever lived has been in complete unanimous agreement on this one point. You and I become what we think about. They've disagreed on virtually everything else. Because we have that ability to think, we can choose. Now go back to the thinking for a minute. Viktor Frankl wrote a marvelous book, Man's Search for Meaning. He was a Jewish psychiatrist that spent war years in a concentration camp. He said that no one, regardless of the intellectual or physical abuse he's subjected to, no one could cause him to think something he didn't want to think. See, that's where we have the ability to choose. We have the ability to accept or reject everything we hear. Everything we hear on TV, on the newspapers, or everything we overhear is something somebody tells us. And if we reject the information, we have the ability within us to originate new information.
One of the profound tools to manifest your destiny is the practice of creative visualization. The daily visualization helps you to develop the habit of attraction into your life.
Now I want to share with you a little process that I use when I do some creative visualization. Now creative visualization is simply taking an idea, a goal, or something you want to achieve, and imagining, visualizing that you already are in possession of that experience, that amount of money, that home, that car, that relationship, that body that you might want. And here's a simple way to do it. There are a variety of different ways to do creative visualization, but when I do it in one of two ways. The first way is called in the first person, meaning I'm visualizing as me. The second way, I'm still visualizing as me, but I do it in the third person, which means I'm actually seeing myself in the experience. Now, in either case, if you do it in first person or third person, what I want you to do is pay attention to the details. And so when you can start to do creative visualization, and you start to see yourself in that new car, in that new relationship, having the money that you want to have, the physique that you want to have, whatever it is that you want, and you can start repeating that over and over and over again with all the little details, you now start to create a little roadmap, neurological roadmap, that over a period of a week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, you create these new patterns in your brain. Once these new patterns are created, your brain starts to look for things in your physical world to match up with the experience that you've created in here. So the old adage or the old saying that I'll believe it when I see it is wrong. It's when you believe it, that's when you'll see it. Or I'll see it when I believe it is what some people think. So you have to see it in here first. And the more detail you have and the more specific you are, the more you're going to create these patterns in the brain, and then the more your brain's going to work on making that a reality for you.
Visualization focuses your brain by programming its reticular activating system, or RAS, to notice available resources that were always there but were previously unnoticed. Visualization magnetizes and attracts everything to you. The law of attraction is also a power that works on the singularity of purpose. Achieving congruence, alignment, and being in order means having the frequency that unifies your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. If your thought is in harmony with your subconscious mind, you are tuned in a frequency with the universe. To achieve congruence, first you need to be aligned with your moods. Moods fluctuate. They are like strong currents in the ocean, contrary to emotions that are more like waves. Emotions are deeply affected by the dominating moods an individual has. Emotions can invariably be a result of a mood and vice versa. First thing towards achieving congruence is having the emotions properly aligned with your wants. Emotions can work for your advantage as well as adversity. Healthy and positive emotions generate healthy and positive thoughts. Emotions determine your thinking. You can't feel good and at the same time think negative. You can't think positive and at the same time feel bad. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and moods, both positive and negative, are constantly vibrating and simultaneously sending signals to the universe. These vibrations act like magnets, and it attracts people, events, and opportunities of the same nature. Attraction happens when one vibration starts to match another. Also, you need to be in alignment with your habits. Your subconscious mind is the seat of your habits. Psychologists tell us that up to 90% of our behavior are habitual, from the time you get up in the morning till you retire to bed.
Now, one of the turning points in my life and my studies of psychology was the discovery that all habits are learned and can be unlearned. Actually, you don't actually unlearn a habit. You simply replace a bad habit with a good habit that has more power and impact. And how do you develop a good habit? You develop a habit by repetition.
Remember that you are responsible for everything that has occurred in your life. Whatever you are today is also the result of what you've thought and done in the past. The simple truth is that you are still responsible for everything that is going to happen in your life. Life is an ongoing process of constant improvement and change. Enjoy most of it with the powers that the law of attraction can give you. May you fulfill your destiny. May God bless you all. May the universe bless you all.